Good day, folks. I'm here in Stirling today and I'm going to show you around the Old Town Jail in Stirling. If you can remember, we were here in the summer months on the castle tours and we could only get the outside of this jail building then. We are here now when it's open. So I'm going to show you around. I'm going to take you into the jailhouse and show you around. So here goes. Stirling Old Town Jail. A little after dawn on 11th November 1847, a pitiful parade of petty thievery was marched from the dank and dismal depth of Stirling's Tolbooth Gaol. Condemned as the worst jail in Britain, only a few years before, across St John Street and into the new county jail, better known to modern visitors as the Old Town Jail. Each prisoner was fed, a rare luxury for those incarcerated in the Tolbooth. Each convict was assigned their own cell according to William Bremner's separate system. To encourage reflection and repentance, and every effort was made to reform and rehabilitate Stirling's rogues. A palace compared to the Tolbooth conditions were grim by modern standards, a strict regime of solitude, labour, coarse food and discomfort. Stirling's prison until 1888, it served as Scotland's only military detention barracks until 1935. Now folks, we're going to start off here, actually in the building now, in the jail, and we're going to start off at cell 14. This is cell 14. Now, those of you who have just joined Midwest Journeys, the procedures are I'll go down slow and then you can read at your own leisure, your own pace. And what to do is to enlarge the print. You just press the button or click down on the right hand side and that will enlarge your screen on your computer. And that will give you easier access to read. And here we go. Heroes of Reform. Frederick Hill, this chap, Frederick Hill. That's him there. And Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown was appointed as architect to the prison in 1837. Photograph of prison then. So we'll move on now. Very narrow doorways and these cells. Punishment. It's the crank machine. A bit dark, that one. This is the crank machine here. You can see it. It's a bit dark, that's it there. (1994). Number 15. Wow. Oh. Pretty eerie, isn't it? Obviously people actually died in these cells as well. It's 15. Now it looks like military cell, this one, because it's housing soldiers' uniforms here, so detention barracks it is. There we are, detention barracks. Heavily tucked boots in those days. Like that on Sutherland House. Demobilisation account there. So that was the detention barracks for the military. Number 17, and women in prison. The
treatment of women in Victorian prisons reflected the way women were treated in society. Many matrons. Excuse me, are you the tour guide?
No, I'm one of the tour guides, but not for this tour.
All right then.
The tour starting in the green room on there.
I'll be there in a second or two.
Also, I recognise that hat. I've seen yourself on YouTube, sir.
Oh, thank you very kindly. There we are. Incredible. So there we are, folks. That's the cell 70. Okay.
I've seen but only two deaths died up on one of them. Yeah, and one is a death, and there's a little death that's pulled out of it, and a big one, and how do you do that? And a little one just told it how to do that, and the big one last one is dead.
So they escaped from it? Wow.
But they were deeds.
They were kittens. What did you say?
They were deaths.
They were kids. Maybe because they just had small ankles, I think.
No, I guess that works.
And that was 19 folks.
What are you doing loitering outside my office? Good Lord, you look like you've seen a ghost. Fitting, I suppose. The spirit of reform is very much in residence here after all. Now follow me into my office with no time to waste. And if you would kindly close that door you opened, that would be appreciated. Come. Well now, you must be here for a progress report on our plans for the new county jail. I'm sure you must have many questions. None at all. You glower at me with faces bare and broad as well-scalped bottoms on a cold winter's morn. I begin to believe you are not the prison inspectors I took you for. No matter. Allow me to introduce myself. I am William Forrest, a physician of this parish and the gentleman privileged to be named as first physician in ordinary to this noble institution. What Mr. Hill, the prison inspector, plans here is quite remarkable. A truly modern penitentiary with 57 cells and integrated heating and ventilation. And Mr. Brebner, the Glasgow Bridewell's reforming governor, has come up with a separate system through which prisoners may be kept safely distanced from all distractions and bad influences, focused at all times on education, reflection and rehabilitation. And Mr. Brown, our architect, has devised a design by which prisoners may be kept under silent supervision day and night from a singular point, the panopticon, from which all things may be seen. But I can tell from your expressions that you all see very little. Have you so easily forgotten the horror of the ancient toll booth and all that went before it? Its bell tower looms over the borough like a spectre of injustice. And if those walls could talk, they would tell of the myriad poor souls who dwelt within. They haunt this town like a guilty conscience. But perhaps it would be better for you to see for yourselves. Follow me, my friends, and tread carefully. The past is a different country. They do things differently there. This way now. And around here. The Stirling toll booth. It's all coming back to me now. 3 small cells beneath the borough's townhouse and courthouse. The filth, the stench, the soul-steeped canker of mould and misery pervades every brick of that wretched hovel. No guards, no order, no supervision. At sunset each day, the jailer would lock the outer gate, leaving the prisoners. The old, the mad, the infirm, children too, to their own devices. It was nothing more than a breeding ground for all forms of vice, villainy and resentment. And for all manner of plague and pestilence too. I myself traced Stirling's dread cholera epidemic of 1832 to these very stinking cells. And as I said at the time, more died there of the dirt than ever did of the hangman's hemp.
Oh, very good.
Excuse me!
Aye, tell us something we don't know. What's that?
What are they saying? The usual more here died in the dirt shtick.
Heard it. Your patter's mince.
I am elucidating these good people as to the perfidy of your plight. I fully understand your woes.
Oh, you understand. Very good.
There's 26 of us in here. 27.
I counted 26.
You missed Archie. Where is he? Well, he's sitting on.
Hello.
Anyways, there's 27 of us in here.
In a manky wee 8x10 cell.
Unfed, unwashed,
Unwatched.
unsanitary.
Sorry. Pooping in a pile of straw.
Chucking it through the window into the street, begging for scraps.
Through the same window. But Dr. Forrest understands.
I do understand.
I
Excuse me a
this
moment.
can't get any good reviews on TripAdvisor.
It's ghoulish.
It's grotesque.
Sorry.
No, you Archie.
In fact, there's only one thing worse. Well, no being in here.
Then we'd be outside.
Waiting to be punished by the staff man.
Quiet, you rancid toadies! And as for you lot, this way. So ye crave tawdry tales of the rancid, wrinkled underbelly, of the history of life and death in this rotten royal borough. When the terms ghoulish and grotesque trip off your tongue, there's only one name springs to mind in this tune, and ye all ken who that is, don't ye?
Jock Rankin.
No Jock Rankin. A happy hangman. Aye, very good. That name haunts me, so it does. Sure, the history books will tell ye. Jock Rankin was Stirling's last torturer and executioner. Choked to death on a chicken bone, dropped in his broth by his long-suffering wife. Load of rubbish. Last hangman. That title belongs to Maester James Cuthill. Do you not remember me? Mind you, I could see why they'd want to forget me. You see, old Jock was fine for your bog-standard bits of malky and mutilation, whippings and brandings, punishments to deter begging in the street. Perhaps he'd even take you by the ear and nail ye to the market cross. A lugging we'd call that. Justice was seen to be done in they days, and you'd hae all the welts and bruises to show for it. But Jock Rankin was a bully and a brigand. I was an artist. Now I know what you're thinking, that's so last century. And dinna worry, I wouldn't do anything like that to a fine filly like yourself. I had plenty other punishments in store for the likes of you. Would you mind stepping onto my stage for a wee demonstration?
I will.
I don't think it's a demonstration suitable for you. Your legs can't reach those holes. There you go, there's a wee step there. Now first off, a no good harridan or henwife like yourself would be cucked and drummed, which isn't as bad as it sounds. You'd be stripped to the waist. We'll miss that part out though, it's drafty in here. Then you'd be tied to a cart and marched through the streets by the town officers, their halberds held high, as you were stripped and whipped to the rat-a-tat-tat of the town drum. You must be exhausted after all that. Have a wee seat there. And get your feet through the holes or you'll no feel the benefit. Don't mind him, that's one I prepared earlier.
You can get
Now, after all that, you'd be placed on the cuck stool, originally painted red on the provost's orders, so we'd know ye for the scarlet woman you truly were. And if that wasn't bad enough, to add insult to injury, you'd be cowed, your head shaved bare for all the borough to see your shame. As it happens, my razor's in the shop being sharpened, but they've given me a courtesy one instead. Just a little off the top, I believe they say. Ha ha! Oh, saved by the bell. I suppose even an ambulatory avatar of retributive justice deserves a tea break every now and then. Until I toddle back, there's plenty of tawdry tales in the toll booth cells to keep you occupied. And if those didn't give you nightmares, I don't know what will. Missing yous already, but mind you, you look like you could use a hand. Let's get you out of there.
you.
Well, don't just stand there, disperse away and look at the cells. 2, 3, 4 and 5. And didn't go further than 5 unless you actually fancy being lugged.
Right. So I'll get a lucky escape there.
27, number 2. 27.
This way we press number 2
Look at the
then.
cow.
I think this is why you press number 2 when you thingy. No. Yes, because there's a thing on there.
This is cell number 2, folks. Market Cross.
I pressed it.
Press play.
Cell number 3. This is public punishment. Raw and smelling. Bill Jerry. Teenage housebreaker. John Campbell. Stop there. Head and non-stop. The workhouse and transportation. Rope maker.
This one.